Really sorry I'm not available today, so I decided that I will give the screencast. So let me just go through what my thesis is about. So it's basically a framework for exploration of RDF data and its conversion. So what we are attempting is basically to make the RDF data available to a lot of people, and it becomes a little bit easier for people to access it. So this, I guess, is the motivation. And so what we have mainly is we have built an REST API server, so which gives you all the functionalities and tools for you to explore various kinds of data. So this is our project structure. So this here is the user interface, and that is basically the query we refer to as the query builder in our case. This actually talks to the API server, and the API server has all the functionalities to, for example, I want to search classes in a data set, I want to search for objects of a particular property of a class, etc., etc., conversion. They are all done by the API server. So regarding my progress, it's pretty much done. So what I will do is I will jump directly to my application. So this query builder is running on a Rails server. I will go to query builder here. Right now it just has DBpedia, but we can add like more datasets here. So here we can see it's a text box to search for classes. Let me search for artist. So you can see this pops up like very fast. This search is actually through our API server. So once we search, we see that this gives the total number of objects this artist class has. It gives like some 5 examples, so I can just click on one example and see how the data actually looks like. And this also gives us some properties of this class. So all these properties we can see, they also show the ranges of this property. For example, this is a musical artist, this is a place, birthplace is a place. So what we have done is we have made these label colors also same for the same kind of property, so that you can figure out. And this also shows the count of like objects which has this property. So also a new thing here is a class histogram. So I want to view like the structure of the class. It adds a small plus button here, which implies that there are probably more subclasses for this. If I click on this, its subclasses, they all open up, and these data again, like these examples and these like count, it again comes from the backend. That is our API server. It shows up stuff, so we can explore more. You can get more stuff like this. And what we want here right now is, let's say I want to explore actor instead of artist. All I have to do is just click on this explore button, and it will open up actor. Seems DBpedia is under maintenance again. Okay, so here we are. We now have actors here. Now it also, like, we get a bunch of filters here, like I said. So let's say I want to filter out something. I want actors who are born in Berlin and Athens. So we can see this filter has been added here. If I just search this, I get like a bunch of like 6 actors who have done this. So now I can click on the download. We get like bunch of output formats. The good format, one of the new things which has been done here is the RDB format. And let me just first download it for you before I can show you. So this has been downloaded. So now you can see is first it creates the definitions of all the tables based on our search, and it does a very nice normalization, like based on the properties and all the resources which it has. For example, if there are like multiple same properties on the same node, then it separates out those property in a different table to normalize it, and it references using foreign keys. So these are the table definitions, and in this part we can see it adds to it, and it does proper referencing. See, like it adds foreign keys to this, and this is pretty cool. One new thing which has been done, which I haven't yet seen in any of the RDB conversion tools I have so far, is they don't deal with languages. What we have done is we have also added, like for example, if it's a language literal, then we have added an extra field there for the language, so that you can actually query from languages there later on. Okay, so this has been RDB and it's great. So let's now try to have a very generic kind of download. So just not to confuse ourselves, I will just select few properties. I will just have birthplace, I will have abstract, and I will have date of birth. Okay, so I go to download again, I go to the generic option. So now what this does is, like we got this idea from there's a W3C recommended language, not yet recommended, xSparkWell, which is basically merging of SparkWell and xQuery, and we took some of its concepts and we built a mini language of our own with just some for loops and if conditions and printing, and that's it. So basically what we figured out is, just using these kind of things, we can have pretty much any kind of serialization without apart from RDB serialization, which requires us for some lookup and stuff to figure out foreign keys and those kind of things. Apart from that, we can pretty much do any kind of serialization with this. So first what we have to do is we have to download a template from here. A template is downloaded. So in this template we can see like there are 4 sections. One is a variable dictionary. In this we define all the variables and what it points to. So we can see here birthplace points to this property and etc. Then we have a header. So header is whatever will be printed for the first time on the top of the file. Second is the body. Body will, whatever happen is it will iterate through all the objects and it will print again and again whatever is the value in this one. And there will be a value for footer. This will be printed in the end. So what I will attempt is I will try to have some kind of an XML format, my own XML format. So I've already actually written this out before. I'll just paste it here. Okay, so what I'm doing here is, whenever I have some special keys to find out, and this implies that this will print the URI of the object. This is a unique like counter for the object. For example, if it is the second object, it will just print 2. If it is the third, it will just print 3. These 3 are actually global variables for us, like not exactly global variables, they are assigned variables. I mean, they're from here. So the name is usually the name of the object, and if I do equal to like this, it just prints it. So you can see here I am printing birthplace like this, I'm printing birth date like this, I'm printing alias like this, and I am also what doing is, this is a for each loop, so it will loop through abstracts and it will just print each abstract. So we can directly print abstract also, or what we can do is, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to retrieve since abstract is a literal with language, I'm trying to retrieve the text of the abstract. So all I need to do is just write abstract.text, and here I will write abstract.language. This will retrieve me the language. If I print just abstract, it just writes the whole to-string value, and with like @ language, like how they usually do. So anyway, we have this thing ready. So what I will do here is I will upload this file here. So I can see it is here. Okay, so it says like the file is a valid template and I can proceed to download the final serialization. All I have to do is just click here. Now the serialization has been downloaded. So I will just go through it. See, this is the download which we have done. So you can see here like it loops through all the description in this, and it prints all the values of the description, and here is the language which I was mentioning, and the language has also been printed. So one thing which we can see to avoid these things, like for example, this class object did not have any alias. Now I don't want this alias like HTML tags to be also printed here. So what I can do is I can just modify it. I will have an if-else condition here. So I will just write if alias, that's it. Our if condition just checks whether if it is present or not, and I put an end here to close here. So what happens is if this exists, then only it will print this, otherwise it won't. I go here again, I upload same thing, everything's fine. Let's download it. It has been downloaded. Let's see the output. Now we can see the alias is not printing when there isn't any alias. So we see like this is now proper. So using this, actually you can like have any kind of output files you want, say like a tab separated value format instead of a comma separated value format, or a YML, even JSON. I can write all the stuff which you need in JSON with this. And this is pretty useful, and the reason why I chose this to be done in the download form is because it gives you a sense of more control and you actually save it on your computer. Now what more things which is left in my thesis is actually like whatever templates and stuff these you have like the user is doing, I want it to be reused. So I will have some kind of an explorer for this template so that it can be reused. And also the whole like filters and everything what you have searched here, I want it to be stored in like an ontology, and it will be stored in as RDF triples so that they can be used for further analytics in future if required, to see patterns, what kind of stuff is being searched. So that's all from me. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you.